Hallo allemaal en welkom by nog 'n episode van Erongo Talk. Soos ouer gewoonte op Woensdag kuier ons hier vanaf ons studio by die Platz Meer in Swakopmund. Soos gewoonlik bring ons vir julle die nuus, die weer, getye as ook Grampie se visvangverslag. Vir ons onderhoudsegment gesels ons met Lindsay Payne, wat die skoolhoof is van Riverside Private School hier op Swakopmund. So, bly asseblief ingeskakel, ons is nou weer terug. En nou vir die nuus. Die Erongo Sake en Toerisme Expo maak later die maand 'n welkome terugkeer na Walvis Bay. Die geleentheid is hard getref met die uitbreking van die COVID-19-pandemie en kon die afgelope 2 jaar nie plaasvind nie. Die expo wat reeds as meer as 'n dekade lank aangebied word beskou as die land se 3de grootste handels- en uitstallingsplatform en volg in die voetspore van die Windhoek en Ongwediva skou. Vanjaar word die Walvis Bay se skou vir die 14de keer aangebied. Volgens een van die komiteelede wat verantwoordelik is vir die organisering van die expo, Cliff Chikwambi, is alles in plek om weer eens 'n suksesvolle geleentheid te verseker. Ons is gereed en ook opgewonde oor die terugkeer van die expo na 'n afwesigheid van 2 jaar. Aldus Chikwambi het vorige uitgawes van die expo werklik die pas aangegee en 'n hoë standaard gestel vir ander soortgelyke uitstallings in die land. Inwoners van die kus kan dus uitsien na nog 'n uitsonderlike, opwindende en 'n volledige handelsplatform en skouspel. Uitstallers by vorige skoue het banke, opvoedkundige instellings, versekeraars en kleinhandelaars as ook 'n magdom plaaslike besighede, ministeries en openbare ondernemings, sowel as diplomatieke sendings wat in Namibië verteenwoordig is ingesluit. Die expo vind vanaf 26 amptelike opening tot 29 Oktober by die Walvis Bay munisipale terrein plaas. Op 27 en 28 Oktober word 'n sake simposium aangebied waar die impak van COVID-19 op besighede en die bou van slim en volhoubare sakestrategieë om soortgelyke pandemies te oorleef bespreek sal word. Tweedens, die Walvis Bay se burgemeesters hulpfonds het daarin geslaag om 608 Namibiese dollar, 608.000 Namibiese dollar tydens 'n jaarlikse diner in te samel. Van die bedrag is 578.000 Namibiese dollar deur middel van beloofde kontantskenkings ingesamel, as ook 30.000 Namibiese dollar se beloofde bemarkings- en advertensiedienste. Tydens die geleentheid het die burgemeester van Walvis Bay, Trevino Forbes, gesê die fonds het in afgelope jare ongeveer 1.3 miljoen Namibiese dollar vir ondersteuning bewillig. Die bedrag sou veel hoër gewees het, sou ons nie nee moes sê vir verskeie versoeke nie, het hy gesê. Die fonds is gestig na 'n bomontploffing wat Walvis Bay op 3 Augustus 1986 geruk het. Die burgemeester het ook sy 3-jaar aksieplan vir die fonds gedeel. Die plan is om genoeg geld in te samel om nog 20 studente met hul studies aan tersiêre of beroepsopleidingskolleges te help. Ons wil ook ten minste 100 laagkoste huise bou deur die burgemeester se behuisingsskema in vennootskap met plaaslike banke en besighede. Daar word ook beoog om jaarliks minstens 150.000 Namibiese dollar by te dra tot stedelike landbouprojekte, aangesien voedselsekerheid 'n noodsaaklike basiese behoefte is. En ten laaste, so ietsie in Engels, the Walvis Bay Pharmacy recently celebrated its 70th birthday. Now, this family pharmacy story began in 1909 when Herman Marschner, The grandfather of Gert Marschner, who is the current owner of the pharmacy, opened a pharmacy in the Ludrigsbucht. Herman's son, Hans, was sent to Germany to qualify as a pharmacist. He married and had two sons, Gerrit and Heiner. Now the family immigrated to Southwest Africa in 1952, and Hans started working in a pharmacy in Otjiwarongo. Keen to start his own business, the family moved to Walvis Bay, where he established the first pharmacy in 1952. Gert started to be a pharmacist in Cape Town and took over the business in the late 1970s. We later realized that a much bigger building is required and constructed a new building next to the old building, built in 1928. In 2010, he said. Now, since then, two pharmacists, Arlene Duplessis and Sharon Huber, have joined the business. They will hopefully take the business from strength to strength, added Gert. But you can always head on over to our website, www.erongo.com.na. Ek slaan ons maar weer daar oor na 'n bietjie Afrikaans. www.erongo.com.na of kry môre julle se kopie van die Republikein en Namibian Sun of die Algemene Zeitung waar julle hierdie nuus binne die Erongo kan kry. Bly asseblief ingeskakel. Ons is nou weer terug met ons onderhoud.
Africa Good Morning is a current affairs program that brings you the latest from Southern Africa and beyond. News, economics, sport, weather, interviews, and so much more. For any advertising or news-related queries, contact AGM at synergy.com.na. Africa Good Morning, bringing Africa to you.
In Business 7, you get the latest news on current economic, financial, and business matters in Namibia. The bi-weekly printed edition features informative graphics, articles, and in-depth analysis of burning issues in a way that caters for ordinary Namibians and business connoisseurs alike. We crunch the numbers that matter, decipher statistics that shape Namibian lives, discuss smart money, and explore the impact of global development locally. Money makes the world go round, so catch our printed edition in the Namibian Sun, Republikein, Algemene Zeitung on a bi-weekly cycle.
Today, we're joined by Ms. Lindsay Payne, the first principal and teacher of the school. So, how are you doing, Ms. Lindsay?
Good morning, Sheldon. I'm very well, thank you. And thank you for inviting me for the interview.
It's a pleasure, ma'am. So, today I just wanted to find out the school history and the number of learners you have today.
Well, the history of the school is we opened the school in 2012. Initially, we were known as Swakopmund School of Excellence, and we had 15 students at that stage, who are now the current grade 11s. The school has grown every year from grade 1 up to grade 11 now, and currently we have about 195 students.
Yeah, so you said you taught this grade 11 learners back in the day. So why are these grade 11 learners significant to you?
Sheldon, you know, I've taught grade 1 for many, many years. And when they're little, when they're 6 and 7 years old, they're just these wonderful little inquisitive children. And if I look at these students today, they have just grown up to become such awesome adults. And I'm just so proud of what they've turned out to be. They started off at Swakopmund School of Excellence, and during the course of the history of the school, we had to change our name to Riverside because we moved our facility to where we are at the moment. And we have become Riverside Private School. So these children started off at Swakopmund School of Excellence, and they're going to finish their school career at Riverside Private School.
Okay, so you're saying these are learners of excellence. Okay, and then I continue saying that, so it's incredible that you taught this exact learners in grade 1. How does it feel to see these learners grow and then What is your message to them?
My message, as I give to all students, is just be the best person you can be. You know, we would all love our children or our students to be academically strong, but then in reality, that's not the way it goes. Some children are not academically strong, but these children have persevered. They've worked hard. They've achieved so much in their school career. And my wish for them now is just go forward and just be the best person you can be when you finally leave Riverside Private School.
Okay. Like, tell me your history as a teacher.
May I just go back to the start of our current school? We were renting a classroom at Learning Right Kiddie Centre when we started off. But for the first year, it was fine. We only had 15 students. I was the principal, I was the teacher, I was the caretaker of the children. But then from then on, we went up by 1 grade every year. So obviously the facility wasn't big enough for us anymore. And then we moved into a house very close to Learning Right. And then we had our grade 2s, and then the following year grade 3, and then we went up to grade 5 in that building, and then of course the space became too little. So we needed to get more classrooms. So we had 2 portable classrooms put onto the property, on the premises. But very soon we outgrew that as well. And then we rented a property across the road where there was absolutely nothing. And we rented 2 containers, and we moved our grade 1s and our grade 3s into the open property. And then after that, 4 years ago, we eventually found that we could not accommodate any more students, any more classrooms. And then we had an agreement with ProEd Academy, and we are now in their premises. Initially, we shared the premises with ProEd, and then they built their own school, and we've now taken over the entire facility to accommodate our 195 students. My history, I've been a teacher for many, many years, close on 48 years to be exact. I was at St. George's Diocesan School in Windhoek for many years. I was a teacher. I was also the principal there. And in 2011, I retired from St. George's and I moved to Swakopmund, and it just didn't seem right for me to sit around for the rest of my retired life and do nothing. And that is when I met with Miss Meer, who had registered Swakopmund School of Excellence, and we joined hands, and then we started the school of Swakopmund School of Excellence with these 15 students. And after that, the school, as Swakopmund School of Excellence, dissolved, and we then became Riverside Private School, where we are currently now at the ProEd facility. So that's the history of my education. I've taught grade 1 for most of my teaching career. That is where my passion is. That is where I love to be, with small children. And that is where I am. That's where I started with these current grade 11s, and I'm currently still teaching grade 1, 11 years later.
Wow, that's an awesome story. So do you perhaps have any wise words for upcoming teachers?
Jonathan, let me tell you, anybody who believes that teaching is a half-day job need to think again. Teaching is a very demanding job. It takes a lot out of you. At the end of the day, you're normally exhausted. But be committed and teach each learner at their own level. Not all children are academics, and each child needs that special love and that special hand to guide them. So if you want to become a teacher, you need to love the profession. You need to love children, because you need an endless amount of patience and abundance of love, because many of our children need that. They need the love, they need the teacher, and they need to know that when they come to school, that teacher is going to be their comforter, They're almost like their mum at school because we look after them all day. We love them, we care for them, and at the end of the day, we're here to teach them. So that's my message. If you want to be a teacher, be passionate about it, be committed, because it's a very difficult job, but a very fulfilling job at the end of the day.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, thank you for joining us, Ms. Payne.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Market Watch is a daily publication covering the most important market-related topics. You'll find the economic indicators and company news in brief on a daily basis. Market Watch also features interesting and informative focus topics like medical, properties, and cars weekly. The ever-popular classifieds, as well as tenders and vacancies, can also be found in the Market Watch, which is a part of the daily NMH newspapers, namely Republican, Algemene Zeitung, and Namibian Sun, reaching audiences all over the country and possible new clients. Republican se kuns- en vermaaklikheidspublikasie Kolig verskyn 1 keer 'n maand in druk en aanlyn. Moet dit nie dan misloop nie. Lees in hierdie publikasie die nuutste oor plaaslike en internasionale kuns, literatuur en persoonlikhede in die bedryf en oor wat op die vermaaklikheidsfront is om jouself en jou familie mee besig te hou.
And now for your Grumpy's fishing report. Now the Gaskolna angling tournament started on Tuesday with teams from Namibia and South Africa competing. The participants will be fishing for 3 days in different areas each day. The men and ladies will be fishing in different areas to make the weighing of fish or sharks easier and also to keep everyone safer. These anglers will target mostly sharks, with spotties, bronzies and cow sharks the preferred species. These types of sharks are most commonly caught and also carries good weight. Good luck to our fellow Namibians. Make us proud. Just like that, the snook appeared. Sunday was the day that the anglers on the boats landed some huge numbers of this delicacy. The snook seems to be about 15 kilometers from the mola. This is a reasonable distance which make the catches quite profitable. I'm a fan of frying snook and enjoys it especially with apricot jam, butter and garlic. One can source the snook directly from the boats at the fish cleaning area opposite the Ministry of Fisheries in Swakopmund. A snook is a rather large fish, so the going rate is 150 Namibian dollars per snook and it feeds 4 to 5 people easily. Definitely good value for money. With the snook comes the yellowtail, which is also a game fish and a formidable fighter. It is also caught on artificial lures. This is a very smart fish and it's more difficult to catch with a great fight and the deliciousness of the species being an adequate reward. Franco Horn went out on the boat Arvid and he got stuck in a nice yellowtail. According to him, the fight was amazing and they landed quite a few on Sunday. From the shore, especially St. Noe, produced some decent cob. These were quite big, with some fish being in the 2 kilogram to 5 kilogram range. This was until the brown water arrived and the cob disappeared. The Omaruru River mouth also gave some good cob too, just north of Henties Bay. The anglers that caught them reported they used anchovies as bait. So sometimes it's worthwhile taking something different with you on your angling adventure. Anchovies are super oily and give off lots of smell, which in this case I think made the difference. Now here's a tip from Grumpy. One can use the whole anchovy as bait as they are little and because of their size they become soft. So the bones in them keep them together when one casts them out to sea. If they're really soft, try adding 2 or more of them. Once you wash your hands in the water bucket, you will notice the oily layer on top, which is good stuff because it is the smell and the flavor that the cob like. The galjoen were also biting a bit in areas like the Zeilerek delivered some nice numbers. Also further north at Watergat in the Canopy area, some big galjoen were reportedly caught. A windy week is expected, but weather conditions for the weekend seems to be a bit friendlier towards the anglers, especially for Sunday. So until next time, tight lines everyone.
Namibia's hospitality is as vibrant as its people. Join the What's Cooking team as they travel the country cooking, chatting, and celebrating local personalities and the joy of food. If you think you have a standout offering, whether it's a restaurant, bar, pop-up event, or braai stand, get in touch with the What's Cooking team at cooking@synergy.com.na, and we will be there to show the world what's cooking. Programs air every Friday at 4 p.m. on all the NMH Facebook platforms, as well as on NTV, DSTV channel 285, and GoTV channel 94 at 9 p.m. Bookings for Namibia Tourism Expo 2022 are open. The expo will take place from 3 to 5 November 2022 in Windhoek. To secure your booking, visit nte.nmh.com.na, and for more information on the expo, follow all Namibia Media Holdings platforms. The expo is supported by the Ministry of Environment, Tourism and Forestry, Namibia Tourism Board, FENATA, City of Windhoek, and Namibia Media Holdings. Namibia Tourism Expo, taking tourism to the regions.
Tourismus Namibia is a weekly tourism show that brings you the latest news in the tourism industry and topics related to that. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact tourismus@synergy.com.na for news and advertising related queries. Tourismus, bring the world to Namibia.
Ongelukkig bring dit ons aan die einde van vandag se episode van Erongo Talk, maar julle kan altyd geloer op ons webwerf, dis www.erongo.com.na, dis www.erongo.com.na. Julle kan ons ook volg op Facebook, Twitter en op Instagram, of julle kan in kontak kom by ons by 0811 7040, dit is 0811 7040 op beide WhatsApp en op Telegram. Laat weet vir ons, groot asseblief, waar julle Erongo Talk wil sien of wie julle op Erongo Talk wil sien. Ook opkomend is ons nou amper vakansietyd, mense maak reg vir Desember maand, so ons holiday supplement is besig om aan die gang te kom. So as julle graag wil adverteer op hierdie platform, in ons koerante, op ons sosiale media of selfs in ons bylaag, kontak ons by 0811 7040, dit is 0811 7040. Julle kan ook ons aanlyn programme kyk, dit is by oneup2.com of kry ons op televisie. Dit is GoTV kanaal 94, DStv kanaal 285. So tot op 'n volgende keer, pas asseblief julle self op, ons sien julle weer. Bye bye.